Ladies and gentlemen, it's a powerful thing to stand before each other, ready to talk about resilience, about growth, and about moving on. Life has a way of shaking us, testing us, breaking us down until we wonder if we can even get back up. But here's what I believe: with every piece of me, strength isn't found in avoiding pain, it's discovered in our decision to rise, to be strong, and to move on. First, let's talk about the pain, because to be strong, we must acknowledge what we've been through. Sometimes life brings us to our knees and we feel we'll never stand up again. It's okay to feel that way. Embrace the pain, but don't stay there. Don't let your suffering define your future. Feel it, learn from it, and then let it be the ground you push off from when you rise. Moving on also means forgiveness. I don't just mean forgiving others, I mean forgiving yourself too. Forgive the parts of yourself that didn't know better, that stumbled and fell. Forgive the people who didn't treat you the way you deserved. Forgiveness isn't a gift to them, it's a gift to you. When we forgive, we release ourselves from the chains that hold us to the past. So don't carry those heavy memories. Free yourself to move forward with a light heart. We must also trust the process. Every setback, every disappointment, every closed door is shaping us, molding us. They say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I believe it makes you wiser too. You see, strength isn't about never being hurt, it's about learning to stand tall, even with the scars you carry. Trust that each moment, even the painful ones, is helping you grow into the person you're meant to become. Finally, I urge you to rewrite your story. Moving on means not letting the past define your future. Imagine the life you want and let go of any story that says you don't deserve it. You have the power to define who you are and where you're headed. Let today be the first page of a new chapter. Choose to live fully, knowing that you are not bound by what's behind you, but are free to create the future that's waiting for you. So as we stand here together, let us remember this: be strong, move on, and know that each day you are writing a new story, one that's braver, wiser, and stronger than you were before. Life can be like an unpredictable storm. One minute it's calm, the sun is shining, and everything seems to be in place. Then, without warning, the clouds roll in and we're caught in a downpour of challenges and heartbreaks we never saw coming. Sometimes it feels like we're standing right in the center of that storm, taking blow after blow, just trying to catch our breath. Pain is real and it cuts deep. And when it does, our instinct might be to bury it, to look away, to pretend it isn't there. But here's the truth: growth only begins when we choose to face what hurts us, not run from it. To embrace the pain means to let yourself feel it without shame. It's hard, isn't it? We live in a world that tells us to stay positive, to move on like it's the easiest thing in the world. But moving on is not about ignoring what you've been through. It's about facing that reality head on, taking a long, hard look at what hurts and giving yourself permission to be vulnerable. This isn't weakness, it's the first step toward true strength. When you allow yourself to feel, to cry, to admit to yourself, yes, this is hard, you open the door to healing. Embracing pain is about accepting that life isn't just the good moments. It's made up of highs and lows, wins and losses. Every single one of us goes through seasons where we feel broken. But here's the beautiful thing pain teaches us. It helps us understand who we are and what we truly value. It has a way of peeling back the layers, revealing strengths we didn't know we had. Maybe you'll find resilience or a deeper sense of empathy. Maybe you'll discover a new purpose, something that never would have come to light if you hadn't experienced what you did. Pain can be a teacher, but only if we let it. And yes, there comes a point where we have to decide not to stay in that hurt. Pain is a visitor, it's not meant to be a permanent resident. There's a difference between embracing pain and letting it define you. After acknowledging it, learning from it, you have to make the decision to move beyond it. This isn't about denying your feelings, it's about refusing to let them anchor you to a place of sorrow. When you faced it, learned from it, and gathered all the wisdom that experience holds, it's time to let go. That's where true strength is found, in choosing to keep moving forward, even when it feels hard. Embracing pain and choosing to release it doesn't mean you forget or pretend it didn't happen. You carry those experiences with you, but in a different way. They become a part of your journey, your story, and you carry them with pride, knowing that they made you who you are today. Each step forward, each moment of choosing to live fully, to hope again, is a testament to your courage. So let yourself feel. Be honest about what hurts. But remember that you are so much more than what happened to you. Embrace the pain, learn from it, and then when the time comes, release it and move forward. Because a life of resilience, of strength, is waiting for you. Forgiveness is a word we often throw around, something that sounds simple and noble until we're the ones who've been hurt. When someone wrongs us, especially if that hurt runs deep, the idea of forgiving can feel impossible. We might think, why should I forgive? They don't deserve it. But here's the truth that's hard to accept. Forgiveness isn't really about the other person, it's about us. It's about freeing ourselves from the grip of resentment, bitterness, and pain. Because when we hold on to anger or hurt, it's as if we're carrying around a weight that gets heavier and heavier, slowly dragging us down. Forgiveness isn't a gift for the one who hurt us, it's a release for our own hearts. Forgiveness begins with acknowledging that we were hurt. We can't rush to forgiveness without first admitting to ourselves what happened and how it affected us. Sometimes we push those feelings down, pretending they don't bother us. But buried feelings have a way of rising up, affecting our mood, our relationships, our outlook on life. When we hold on to grudges, it's like building a wall around ourselves, keeping others out and our pain in. Forgiveness is about dismantling that wall brick by brick so we can breathe freely again. It's saying, yes, I was hurt, but I refuse to carry this pain with me any longer. Forgiving someone doesn't mean excusing what they did. It doesn't mean saying that it was okay or that it didn't matter. In fact, it's the opposite. True forgiveness comes from recognizing the weight of the hurt, understanding the impact it had, and then choosing to release it. We often think that if we forgive, we're somehow saying that it wasn't a big deal. But forgiveness acknowledges that it was a big deal and then chooses to let go. Because we deserve peace more than we deserve revenge. And yes, forgiveness can feel unfair. It might feel like we're letting the other person off the hook. But remember, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean inviting someone back into our lives if they're not healthy for us. It simply means we're releasing the power that anger and hurt have over us. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to feel it. Forgiveness is saying, I will no longer allow what you did to control my thoughts, my heart, or my future. Forgiveness is a process, and it's okay if it takes time. It's not a switch we can just flip. Sometimes we'll think we've forgiven, only for those feelings of hurt or anger to bubble up again. That's normal. True forgiveness might take days, months, or even years, and that's okay. Each day we make a choice, sometimes a hard choice, to forgive just a little bit more. To release just a little bit more of that weight. And with each step, we find ourselves feeling lighter, freer, more at peace. When we forgive, we take back control of our lives. We reclaim our power, our joy, and our freedom. Holding on to grudges keeps us chained to the past, constantly reliving the pain, the betrayal, the anger. But forgiveness breaks those chains. It allows us to step forward, to start fresh, and to leave that heavy baggage behind. Imagine waking up one day and feeling free from the shadow of that hurt, able to love, trust, and laugh without fear or resentment holding you back. That's what forgiveness does. It liberates you, allowing you to live fully again. Forgive to free yourself. It's not easy, but it's one of the most powerful choices we can make for our own happiness, our own healing. Let go, not for them, but for you, because you deserve peace. You deserve freedom. And you deserve to step forward without anything holding you back. Life is a journey of continuous transformation. And though we often hope for a smooth, direct path, the reality is much more complex. We encounter detours, setbacks, and moments when it feels like everything we've worked for is slipping through our fingers. Yet the key to finding peace, to finding strength, is trusting in the process of growth, believing that even in those dark, uncertain moments, we are evolving. Trusting the growth process means knowing that each challenge, each struggle, each twist and turn in our lives is not happening to us, but for us. It is shaping us, teaching us, and preparing us for something greater than we could ever imagine. Growth isn't always visible in the moment. We might not see the fruits of our labor right away, and there might be days when we feel like we've taken 2 steps backward for every step forward. But just like a tree that grows slowly over time, stretching its roots deep into the ground before it ever sees the light. Growth happens beneath the surface first. We often want instant results. We want things to change overnight, but true transformation takes time. And while we might not always see the changes in ourselves, they're happening inch by inch. Each day we choose to keep going, even when we feel uncertain. Even when it's hard, we are laying the foundation for a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. The process of growth is not linear. It doesn't follow a predictable path. There are highs and lows, moments of doubt and moments of triumph. At times it may feel like we've made no progress at all. And yet, every time we push through the discomfort, every time we choose to face our fears instead of running from them, we are growing. It is not always about immediate results or perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up for ourselves, day after day, even when we don't feel like we're making progress. The magic of growth happens in those quiet moments when we choose resilience over despair and patience over frustration. Trusting in the growth process means having faith that the struggles and challenges you face now are not permanent. They are shaping you, molding you, creating the foundation for something more beautiful, more purposeful. Every hardship is an opportunity for you to learn something new about yourself. It's like being an artist chipping away at a block of marble, slowly revealing the sculpture inside. You may not see the masterpiece right now, but every single strike, every bit of effort is bringing you closer to it. You are in the process of becoming, and that is the most important thing you can focus on. The things that feel like obstacles today are, in fact, stepping stones. In our growth, we also learn to trust ourselves. We realize that even when we fall or face setbacks, we have the strength to rise again. Trusting the process is believing that, no matter how many times we stumble, we have the ability to stand tall again. The growth process teaches us resilience, courage, and the ability to believe in our own worth, even when the world around us may not. We begin to trust that our struggles are not signs of failure, but signs of transformation. They are the markers that tell us we are on the right path, that we are moving forward. When we trust the growth process, we stop measuring our success by comparison. We stop looking at other people's lives and thinking that we're behind, that we're not doing enough, or that we're not enough. We learn to trust that our journey is uniquely ours, and that there is no one way to grow. Our progress may look different from others, and that's okay. The only person we need to measure ourselves against is the person we were yesterday. Are we stronger, kinder, more resilient? That is the true measure of growth, not the outward success or the pace at which we move forward. Trusting in the growth process also means giving ourselves permission to be imperfect. It's about allowing ourselves the grace to make mistakes and to learn from them. The idea of growth is not about reaching some final destination where we are perfect and complete. It's about the journey itself, the evolution of our hearts, minds, and spirits over time. It's about realizing that every single part of us, our struggles, our failures, our successes, has a place in the story of who we are becoming. Trusting in this process is knowing that we are exactly where we need to be, even when we don't have all the answers. The truth is, growth is not always easy. It is often messy, uncomfortable, and full of uncertainty. But it is in these very moments of discomfort that we find the most profound change. Trust the process. Trust that everything you are going through right now is preparing you for something more. Your growth is happening, even if it doesn't feel like it. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And remember that, though you may not see it yet, you are becoming someone truly extraordinary. Every day we are the authors of our own story, whether we realize it or not. So often we let the world around us, our past, our circumstances, our failures hold the pen. We allow the mistakes we've made, the hurt we've endured, and the labels that others have placed on us to write the narrative of our lives. But what if we realized in this very moment that we have the power to rewrite that story? What if we understood that we don't have to live according to the script we've been handed, but instead we can craft a new narrative, one that reflects who we truly are and who we are becoming? To rewrite your story with purpose is to take full ownership of your life. It is a conscious decision to no longer be bound by the mistakes you've made or the challenges you faced. So many of us carry the weight of regret, guilt, or disappointment from the past. We let those chapters define us. But the truth is, your past doesn't have to dictate your future. You are not the sum of your mistakes or your hardships. You are the sum of your decisions moving forward. And with every decision, you are writing a new sentence, a new paragraph, a new chapter in the story of your life. We get to decide the direction of our own story. Yes, the circumstances of our lives may shape us, but they do not control us. We can choose to look at our struggles as stepping stones or as obstacles that hold us back. Every hardship you've faced has given you something valuable: wisdom, resilience, and strength. And while the events of the past might have been painful or difficult, they do not have to be the defining moments of your story. In fact, they can be the moments that fuel your greatest transformation. Rewriting your story means choosing to embrace your power and potential. It means no longer allowing the limiting beliefs that have been instilled in you by others to hold you back. So often, we listen to the voices that tell us we can't, or we aren't good enough, or that we'll never be successful. But those voices are not truth. They are merely distractions. The truth is that you have everything inside of you to create the life you want. You have the strength to change, to grow, and to build a future that aligns with your deepest desires and dreams. But you have to take the pen from the past and begin writing with purpose. Purpose isn't something that is handed to us, it's something we find and create for ourselves. Sometimes we get caught in the notion that we have to have it all figured out, that there's a right path or a perfect purpose. But the truth is, purpose is often discovered in the pursuit. It's revealed through our actions, our passions, and our choices. Rewriting your story with purpose doesn't mean having everything planned out. It means having the courage to start, even when you don't know all the details. It means aligning your choices with your values and passions, knowing that each step brings you closer to a life filled with meaning. When you rewrite your story, you take control of your narrative, and you stop waiting for things to happen. You stop waiting for someone else to make the first move, or for the perfect time to begin. You begin right now. You take action, no matter how small, and you move forward with confidence, knowing that every step counts. You choose to stop looking backward, wishing things had been different, and start focusing on the possibilities that lie ahead. The future is waiting for you to step into it, but it can only unfold if you decide to show up and write your own future. Rewriting your story also means being willing to let go of the parts of your life that no longer serve you. Sometimes we hold on to old relationships, old habits, or old versions of ourselves out of fear of change or fear of the unknown. But to truly write a story of purpose, we must be willing to release what doesn't align with who we are becoming. Let go of the guilt, the regret, and the fear that's been holding you back. Let go of the idea that you have to be perfect. Instead, embrace the beauty of imperfection, knowing that the most powerful stories are the ones that are real, raw, and human. As you begin to rewrite your story, remember that it's not about getting everything right. It's about being authentic. It's about embracing who you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. Your story doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It doesn't need to be perfect or neat or without hardship. The beauty of your story lies in its uniqueness, in the way you rise after falling, in the way you choose to move forward, even when it feels hard. That is what makes you powerful. To rewrite your story with purpose means to stop being a passive character in your own life. It means stepping up, taking charge, and writing with intention. It means knowing that the chapters ahead are yours to create, and that the most powerful part of your story is still to come. What you choose today, the decisions you make now, will shape the story you tell tomorrow. So start writing. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for things to magically fall into place. Begin now with what you have, and trust that every word, every step, will take you exactly where you're meant to go. The story of your life is yours to tell. Write it with purpose, write it with courage, and write it with the belief that your best chapters are still unfolding.